We're back now at 7:44, and this morning on today's real estate moving scams, with foreclosures up a whopping 30% over the last year, moving and storage scams are on the rise as well. So if your family's on the move, how can you make sure your stuff is kept safe and sound at a fair price? Real estate agent and Today contributor Barbara Corcoran has some tips. Barbara, good morning to you.
Good morning, Matt.
So angry about this is that these people are taking advantage of people who are in dire straits in most cases.
It's insult to injury.
Let's talk about some of the more prevalent scams that are out there right now. They all have catchy names, so let's start with the hostage. What is the hostage?
It's exactly what it sounds like. You get an original estimate from the moving company, they put your things in the truck, and then they start adding extras to your estimate, and you have no choice. If you want your furniture back, you sign up.
And something similar is the bait and switch. Here you've probably gotten an estimate as well.
Yeah, you get a bait and switch. They give you one deal, and then all of a sudden the deal switches again in the last minute, and again they're holding your hostage.
When they hit you with trumped up charges, how are they doing this? Because from my experience moving, oftentimes you've paid an estimate or you've been given an estimate based on weight.
Yes.
All right, so how can they trump up that charge?
It's very easy. They simply say it's based on weight, but then when you get the final bill, they simply say that your cubic feet have exceeded the weight estimate. Now, even figuring that out, you can't figure it out, and that's just the catch. You can't figure it out, so you can't argue against it.
All right, now here's another scenario. This one's called the late delivery. They come to my house, they pack things up, they put it on their truck, they promise me it's going to be at my new destination by next Tuesday, and what happens? It doesn't show up.
It doesn't arrive for two reasons. Either they've grouped your particular move with two other guys' moves, and your stuff is in the back of the truck and you have nothing to say about it, or they actually take the truck off the road if there's any kind of a violation from the Department of Transportation, and your furniture is stuffed in a storage facility waiting for that violation to be removed.
Aren't they going to tell me at the time they're putting my stuff on the truck that there are two other loads that are going to go on that truck ahead of mine?
I never met a moving guy who tells you that.
No?
Forget about it. You'll be waiting forever on that one.
Let's go over the checklist of things that you think people need to do before the door on the truck closes. The first thing is you say do not give a deposit. That kind of surprised me.
Well, your deposit is actually your furniture. Any reputable moving company does not ask for a deposit. They have your furniture. They're going to charge you when you get there.
Also, do not sign a partial contract.
Yeah,
what would amount to a partial contract?
Anything with blanks in it. Of course, if you're doing a real estate deal, people know better. They don't sign it. If you're doing a prenuptial, even people know. But sign a moving company deal, and people will sign it all the time with blanks in it.
This next one, I think, is common sense, is that take a good look at the moving company's truck. Why? What are we looking for?
Well, two things. First of all, you want an identity on the truck. Reputable moving companies have names on their trucks. They don't have dirty old vans or even rental nice-looking trucks. And the other thing is, if you look at the truck and the condition of the truck, it gives you a good indication of how they're going to handle your furniture.
All right. A lot of people are going to probably try to look for a bargain in moving, so they're going to go online. And you say once you go online, you have to be very careful you're not getting involved with a front company.
Yeah, there's lots of front companies. All you need is a little IT knowledge and a few bucks, and you're up and running. And what these companies are really doing is simply sending your business to someone else. So you want to make sure that you look for an address and then Google the address to see if it actually exists. Real moving companies have addresses.
You also tell people not to sign a skinny contract. How is a skinny contract different from a partial contract?
Well, a skinny contract is a one-page contract, and about a third of the moving companies use them. It's not enough. It takes a full page to list all the possessions in your home. So you want a 2, 3, 4-page contract, something that looks real and chock full of detail.
And finally, you say don't pay cash. And I have to say, I was thinking back to some of the moves I've made, and a lot of the companies somewhat demanded cash. They wanted a check.
Yeah. Well, you mean
they wanted a cashier's check.
Oh, a cashier's check is better than cash. At least you have a copy and you could track it down. But what a lot of people do is they pay cash because they get a discount. But then if your things disappear, in the eyes of the law, you don't even have a transaction. So you never pay cash to a moving company.
But if you're paying cash, is it okay to pay cash once they've delivered your stuff?
Yeah, I guess so. That's okay.
All right. And what happens if you've had a bad experience with a moving company, or you think you may be involved in a bad experience right now? Where do you turn for help?
There's a couple of websites that you can turn to. One is run by the federal government, and the other is just a complaint or blacklist website, and these are both great websites to look on.
All right, Barbara Corcoran, as always, good information. Thanks very much.